social phenomenon referring to the case when individuals do not offer any means of help when other individuals are present. The probability of help is adverse related to the number of bystanders.
Our experiment was designed to test whether or not witnesses would help someone who was clearly distraught when in a rush, for example, during passing periods. In addition to whether or not the witnesses helped those in distress, we tied in the aspect of male versus female. Here's what happened.
What just happened? And they're like, there's been such overwhelming demand to like get him to come. So like, it's kind of hard. You're proud of me. I read all the things you wrote.
Yes, that helps.
Yeah, my leg just cramped up.
It helps with cramps.
Alright, Nick, you want a banana?
Yeah. Yes,
No, y'all get you. What room are you in? I have lunch. What room?
Wait, what happened right here?
As seen in the first trial, the first witness to notice Nick was a student leaving a nearby class. She saw him fall and immediately asked if he was alright. By then, a small crowd had begun to gather around Nick, checking if he was hurt or needed any help. Also seen in the clip, Nick's friends took more direct action in helping by asking if they could walk him to class or carry his bags for him.
According to research done on bystander effect, 85% of people would rush to help someone if they knew them. This statistic corresponds with our first trial because those who were the first to help Nick were his close friends.
As seen in this clip, a few people noticed Amanda fall, but only a teacher who was right behind her stopped to ask if she was okay. One student was seen slowing down in order to assess the scene when he saw the teacher helping Amanda off the ground. An experiment conducted by researchers at Berkeley brought about the term pluralistic ignorance. This is described simply as one's tendency to mistake one's calm demeanor as a sign of no emergency or as a less dire emergency. This was most likely the case for those who witnessed Amanda fall because unlike the first trial where Nick actually looked as if he was in pain, Amanda was relatively calm.
I know everybody keeps saying that.
2 out of 10.
If you just look and laugh, then you mess it up. No one sees me.
As seen in this clip, there were some observers that slowed down to assess the scene, but no one stopped to help. Not caught in this clip, some passerbyers were heard saying, "What's wrong with that guy?" or "What's his problem?" though none of them asked Danny directly. This was a clip from a student who, instead of helping, filmed the situation to put it on Snapchat. The recorder, as well as his friends, stood by watching Danny as he was laying on the ground hurt. In an article written by Christina Nava, she claimed that there's simply a lack of empathy for the victim when bystanders choose to take out their phones and record an incident. Nava also claimed that recording an incident is seen by many as a form of intervention or help, although the bystanders in our experiment clearly had an intention of recording for entertainment rather than providing assistance.
As seen in this clip, when Emily fell, the group of bystanders that were standing around immediately came to aid her. In this trial, the bystanders had no hesitation when deciding whether or not to help. They even took the initiative to physically help her up.
Our experiment did not show any statistical significance between the amount of help provided to a female victim versus the help provided to a male victim. Some observations were, if the bystander knew the victim, they took more action, and if the victim didn't seem hurt, bystanders were less likely to offer help. We reached out to 2 psychologists at 2 different universities and inquired on the topic of gender influence in social situations.
Radmila Priestlin at San Diego State stated, men appear more resistant to influence in public settings in that women appear to be less sensitive to the public-private nature of their responses to social influence.
This relates to our experiment because as seen in trial 4, the group of females were the bystanders that helped the victim, whereas in the other trials, the males were reluctant or didn't help at all. Trial 1 also supported this idea of women being more likely to help. Although the group surrounding the victim didn't fully consist of females, there were only females that stopped to help besides the males that were his friends.
Stacy Horn at UIC stated, I think how much gender norms and conventional understandings influence individuals will depend on the type of peer or social group. Our experiment showed that when a teacher was present during the situation, they stepped in 100% of the time. They most likely felt as if they had to set an example due to their high statuses in the school. This was demonstrated in trials 1 and 2. This in turn caused students to ignore the situation because they most likely felt that the adult had the situation under control.
To conclude, the typical outcomes of bystander effect were achieved with this experiment. Although Peyton is a considerably diverse and progressive school, the students here still are unable to refrain from being watchers instead of doers. As stated by Mallet at Loyola University, the only thing not preventing bystander effect from occurring is that people aren't educated on the topic or taking personal responsibility in these situations. The first step to eliminating this ideal entirely is with you. Next time you see someone in need of help, stop to ask if they are right. Even if you can't provide direct or immediate assistance, the smallest gestures count.
Promise that you sing about